For the magic appearing snowflake art project, you are going to need for materials a pencil, some paper, specifically white paper, a white crayon, that's very important, or if you have a white oil pastel, even better, but that's not a typical art material that people just have at home. But if you have one, that would work better. Watercolor paint, or if you don't have watercolor paint, you're going to take some markers. You're going to need a paintbrush and a cup of water and some tin foil, which I did not add on this list. All right. So first thing that you are going to do is, if you do not have experience with drawing a snowflake, I would say on a practice piece of paper, practice drawing out some snowflakes. I have some examples here, and so if we take a look at this first row, this is the steps to draw the snowflake at the very end. So you would start out with like a plus sign. You would add the next step, which is the two little loop-de-loops in between each plus sign area. Then you're adding a circle on the end of that plus sign line. And then adding little branches, I like to call, underneath those circles, and then a line in between those two little loop-de-loop marks. And so each of these you would progress the same way. If you do not want to follow these, obviously you can just keep pressing play, and you can design your own, or you can always rewind to refer back to this. All right. So after you've practiced drawn some snowflakes, and here's some more, you are going to take a pencil. If you feel really confident with your snowflake drawing ability and you don't want your pencil lines to show as much, then you can just draw it with the crayon right away. But I think it's a little bit easier to see what you're drawing snowflake wise if you draw it in pencil first. And then you can see I'm taking a white crayon, and the reason why I have two is because I am pressing very hard with my crayon, because I want them to, my snowflakes to have really, you can't really see them, but I want them to be really, really white, bold lines. So I'm pressing really hard, and usually when you press really hard with a crayon, it might break. So that is totally okay. And I'm drawing some snowflakes. I'm actually also drawing some spirals and some dots, basically creating a snowy scene. And it's really hard for you to see, but you will see in a second. And you can see at home, if you hold your paper up a certain way to the light, you can see your crayon in front of you. Next step, after you have everything drawn out in white crayon that you want to add to your paper, you are going to decide if you want to use watercolor paint, or if you want to use the marker paint technique. So if you have watercolors, I suggest using those, or you can do a combination of using both. And you would just use your watercolors the normal way. You would have your cup of water, paintbrush, and you would activate your watercolors by adding some water, and then painting with them like normal. And when you start to paint over your snowflakes, you will see that your snowflakes magically appear. You can choose whatever colors you want. It does not need to be blues, purples. If you want to have a rainbow, snowy sky going on, go for that. You guys are the artists for this project, so you can create it however you want. I stuck to blues and purples. I had a turquoise blue, a purple, and a dark blue. Now, if you do not have watercolor paints, that is okay. You can still use the watercolor marker technique. So on my tinfoil, I'm taking my Crayola marker, whatever colors you want to use, and you're just scribbling out an area with your marker onto the tinfoil. And then same thing, repeating with whatever colors you want to use, and I'm sticking to blues and purples. And then you use it essentially the same way as watercolors, where you add some water and you dip it in your little paint area. Always remember to wash your paintbrush in between each color, and you can see that we magically just appeared all of these snowflakes. So I hope you guys have fun with this project. Again, you can kind of put your twist on it and create it however you want. If you want to add a snowman, if you want to add different types of snowflakes, or anything else related to snowy winter nights, or maybe even days, go for it. And don't forget to send me a picture so I can share it with the school and your teachers and see what you guys are up to. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thanks, and have a good one.